Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and the young ladies and the young gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here in Mumbai at Jai Hind College, looking at such bright faces. Today's topic is apolitical. Is that the way forward? I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a writer. I'm just like one of you, or your mom, or your Masi, or one of those people. But I am not apolitical. I don't think anybody is apolitical. The anchor on a news channel who is taking part or making people take part in a political debate is not apolitical. A judge who is sitting on judgment in courtrooms is not apolitical, because anybody who goes to vote has a point of view, has a very definite point of view, whatever it has been influenced by. So to say that apolitical, is that the way forward, I think is oversimplifying things. At your age, one can be apolitical to the extent that all you think about is, today is voting day, it's a holiday, let's go out and have fun. Today I can get up late, I don't have to do this, let's meet at the pub in the evening. But I think with the democracy and with this great sense of freedom comes responsibility, because you can't get it without giving anything in return. And because you have that responsibility to choose for yourselves, I think you need to get a little more political than you are. Because just by discussing things over here, or listening to your parents talking about it at home and saying, oh God, it's the same boring thing, have you got the news on again? And I'm going to go in and listen to my music, or I'm chatting on the phone with my friend, is not going to help you. Is not going to help this country that you come out in hordes to support when you have to march from Bandra till Juhu in support of India against corruption. There were so many young college students there. And it's not going to help you to have a reject button as they want, because you might use the reject button, but you might be playing into the hands of the very same corrupt politicians whose core voters will not use the reject button, but will go in there and vote for the same corrupt people to come back into power, because they have made sure that they have their vote bank securely in place. I'm sorry, I'm talking very straight, I'm not skirting the issue. I don't like skirting issues. So what if it's a college, and so what if it's youngsters? I think you need to be told about it like it is. We learned it the hard way. It took so many years for me to learn to come to this point, to realize what was right for the country according to me and what was completely wrong. So I think you need to, all of you, at least see news debates, read newspaper columns, get a little more, as you call it, political, and go out there and vote responsibly. What I notice happens is, these days lately there are a lot of polls in the country, who will make the best prime minister. I'm shocked to learn that the youngsters are voting for good looks rather than for substance. I mean, that's a travesty and a tragedy. I mean, charisma is wonderful if it is backed by substance. But if there is no substance, as is pretty apparent because people are reading out speeches in parliament written by somebody else. On the other hand, you have youngsters from other parties speaking extempore and speaking very well and speaking very apolitically. You need to see that, you need to know that. Because, I mean, if just a pair of dimples makes you eligible to be the prime minister, then vote for me, guys. Then vote for me. Don't get overawed by celebrity. Don't get overawed by media-made icons, because they have feet of clay. Believe me, they have feet of clay. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in the position we are in. Chetan wouldn't be talking about a sword of revolution hanging. We really wouldn't have been in this state. Look what's happened to our state. the state of Maharashtra. There are 59 flyovers which were made here by Mr. Nitin Gadkari many, many years ago. There are no other flyovers that have been built. One has been built at Andheri and you know it broke the other day. Desperate to get some kind of construction going, because that's what keeps the government going, is, you know, this strange kind of overbridges are coming up which nobody uses except stray dogs and drug peddlers, and are more of an obstruction to the skyline of the city. This city has completely been finished. Where are the roads? Where are the infrastructure that we require? Why are we paying our taxes? I think the next movement should be, let's stop paying our taxes. Because I think that we as a civil society, as the middle class of India, as the people who are not going to vote in hordes, need to know what our rights are and need to fight for them. There is no need to go in for a revolution for that. You need to identify, educate yourself. There are states in this country which are extremely well run, in which people have, their lots have improved over the years. That's why people vote them back into power again and again. But I am astonished that in spite of knowing that so many people in our state are mired in corruption, they still keep getting elected. We have 2611, and after that, you all go with candles to Gateway of India, but only 44% turn out to vote. You have no business to go with those candles. Please don't come the next time. Do not vote because somebody is playing. What's funny, honey? Tell me. Is it something I said? Okay. Where was I?
I want to see your dimples first.
And I'm cuter, even though I'm older. And I think Anna Hazare has amply proved the point that you don't have to be young to be capable or to be followed by people. You just have to be honest, upright, and do your job well. You need to be accountable. And I'm sorry, today's government is not accountable for anything. Otherwise, whether the Jan Lokpal bill is the perfect bill or not the perfect bill is not the point. Why are they so resistant to it? Why have they been fighting to not let it come in? And how come the opposition supported it completely and came on television and said things like, we support these points. We found the people of the team very reasonable to talk with, and they were very reasonable. We were ready, we could adjust. So obviously, there are better minds there, more honest people there. When somebody says all political parties are corrupt, don't fall for that. Because when a political party becomes very large, there are bound to be fringe elements. There are bound to be people who are corrupt. It becomes difficult to contain and difficult to control. But look at statistics. What statistics tell you? Where there are almost everybody who's corrupt, and where there are people that you find one or two people who have been involved in corruption and have been dealt with. Never, one thing I want to tell you, which a very senior leader once I met him told me, when you vote for your civic elections, vote for the candidate. But when you vote for the national elections, for the Lok Sabha elections, vote for the party. Because your MP is not going to make your living conditions where you live any better, but he's going to make the policies and the legislations that make the future of our generation secure, corruption-free, and a good life. That's what he'll give you. So do remember that. Don't get swayed by vote bank politics. My pet hate is vote bank politics of any kind. And I agree with Chetan when he says, don't vote for your caste or your creed or, just because you've heard these stories. Because there's so much propaganda around. It's only by reading more, by seeing more, by absorbing more that you will learn what actually, you'll be able to sift through it. And the television camera is great at that. Because if somebody is telling a lie, it catches it. It is not necessarily the smoother or the better speaker who is telling the truth. Somebody who could be stuttering and faltering could be telling the truth, but the television camera tells you that. And I want for my leaders people who are real, people who are accountable, people whom I can reach and who will respond. And I think that's very, very important. It's also very important not to be apolitical, to be able to participate in building your democracy, not just by voting, but by actually taking interest and step by step taking a more active role in politics, which need not be a dirty word. Because to me, politics should be apolitical in that sense that it should be about the ideals that we were brought up to think about, rather than just playing political games to win a seat or to win an election. Thank you.